3, 2, 1, and the countdown's done, Joe. It's okay, you can now take a photo. And Jaime, let go of your pizza. Pineapple filled only if you can't see us. Sandy's just smiling and giggling, always listening so she can understand everything. This is the team that has your back when everything's whack. Yo, they'll make you laugh. Join in the friendship, the community of fun, and learn something cool so you can be the one. Now wash your hands for at least 20 seconds. You filthy animals, filthy animals. It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?
Good
Hello,
evening,
everybody.
everyone.
Hello.
Hey, Gab. Hey, Jamie.
I am too easily thrown off my game sometimes. I'll tell you that much.
Why?
I cannot find our intro video that you built.
Hey, what up?
It's gone. Just
Oh, we have
FYI.
it. I mean, I'm sure I have it saved, right?
I hope so,
I hope
but
so.
it was there. Here's the thing. It was there when I left. It was there when I left.
You were testing in there today.
I added stuff.
Is Hyman trying to throw shots at
I'm
somebody?
I'm not trying to throw them anywhere.
Shot fired.
See, even Carrie thinks it's a new intro
I
because
know.
she hasn't
Jacob,
seen it
we
in
haven't
forever.
used it. I know. Hi,
It's been a little
Anita.
bit. Hello.
I need something sharp.
What are you
So-
trying to open?
I'll get to it as soon as I can tell my day, how my day went. I can share, but until then, this is just a box. So, how about your day, Gabs? How was it?
My day was good. I got to kind of rest a little bit. Honestly, I'll just be completely honest. Nothing exciting really happened, so I'm just gonna pass the day to Sandy.
Oh, gosh.
Good. More time for me later.
Right.
Yes.
I know. We'll just do it really quickly and give Jamie 8 minutes of what his day was
I'm
like.
sure he's excited.
You go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say my day was lame, but listen, they now are going to have, I'm not sure if they're out on the market now, but they're going to have gluten-free Oreos. Of course, I didn't see the sugar content, but
It's probably
that's a
pretty high.
thing. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure one will send you into diabetes shock. What?
I
You
didn't
can't.
realize they were this big.
What is it?
What are
Hi,
you talking
Mother.
about?
Sean, what's going on? What is it?
You got your ketchup.
Who sent that to you? That's awesome.
Courtesy of Cindy. Cindy, oh my God, her last name eludes me right now.
Castillo.
Castillo, thank you.
Is that her son that models or
Yes.
an actor? Okay,
Yep.
awesome. That was nice of her.
So she sent me
That's
2 of these bad
awesome.
boys. It's going to be gone before like here in the next 2 weeks.
Oh my
Golly.
gosh.
We go through ketchup like crazy at our house.
We
mainly
do.
me. Mainly me.
Mainly you. Is it
yeah.
because you eat it with all the chicken?
I don't
I eat mine with chicken.
I don't do ketchup and chicken.
Must be just
I
a
do
me
it with
thing.
fried chicken.
I don't.
Yes, fried chicken. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't do it with anything else but fried chicken. But yes, you do it too, Gabs?
Yeah.
Mama taught you well.
Right. I either do like fried, like with fried chicken, or like I put some gravy on the side too.
Yep.
And
Oh, really?
No, I don't do all that. I just do
Oh.
kitchen.
Look at
I
this.
just do
Carrie
ketchup.
says, Jamie, all I can see is an ice pick that you're stabbing into something. This isn't Sandy Talk cheating. Look at
Yeah.
Sean. Sean, do you not like Whataburger ketchup? We're making him nauseous already. Oh,
John,
no.
what is it about the ketchup? Or he probably didn't. He probably got scared of Carrie's comment.
Gabby, did you argue with people trying to get tested for Rona?
girl, every day. Every day.
Every day. So, anyway, I'm not going to say anything. That's another thing. We're doing some new things in Illinois starting Friday.
Sean says,
And,
no, he doesn't like that ketchup. Get out of here.
Oh. So, anyhow, I guess y'all can see that Joe's not here tonight. So, and if,
What, he's
remember what happened? No.
Joe's at Big Sur Waterbeds. Joe is taking care of things.
Yeah.
And Miss
You know,
Gabby was gracious enough to step in as our guest host. Thanks, Gabs.
Yes,
She
you're
totally saved
welcome.
him. Even
While
after
Joe
all
takes
that,
the boost off.
even after all that shade from yesterday, she
That was a
still
lot
came
of
in.
shade.
I
I thought it
know.
was partly cloudy out there.
It was bad. It was really bad.
Oh,
Oh,
speak
speaking of
of the
which,
devil. Hola! I finally got my laptop
Dude,
up and
nice.
running.
Joe, you're supposed to be taking care of business right now, sir.
Get back to editing, mister.
Are you watching me, making sure I don't flop this for you?
Probably.
All right, so
It's creepy.
I was busy all day working, and then I still got to do some work tonight. But then it's amazing how your kids can get you flustered sometimes, right? Because
Every
Dios
day of my
mío,
life. Every
Totally.
day.
I can
I
Both
took
of
relate.
a
them.
All right, let me tell you real quick. I bought some Fruity Pebbles because it's my favorite cereal,
Uh-huh.
and I had that. You get that. I hadn't eaten Fruity Pebbles in months, literally months, like 4, 5,
Probably.
maybe 6 months. And so I was just like, I want some Fruity Pebbles. So what did I do? Made sure I got enough for everyone. So I got a giant
King
family
size.
pack. I come upstairs. I just got it like a day or two ago. I come upstairs and I got 4 boxes of different cereals. I come upstairs today after work because I'm working from home. I look in the trash and I'm like, what is going on here? I was like, who ate all the Fruity Pebbles? I just wanted one bowl. And I was like, oh my gosh. Struggle.
No.
It is a struggle because, like, my kid grazes all day long when he's here. But have you seen? Okay, he's as wide as this pen.
Yeah.
I mean,
He is.
he is pencil thin, but he eats from sunup to sundown. I was going to say sunrise. That's not the.
No.
That's the same.
I get what you're saying, though.
Thank you.
Got you.
My son eats from sunup to sunrise. So crazy.
So anyway, yeah. Then I took a nap, and right before I took my nap, Joe, hashtag let's take naps together or whatever, 6 feet apart.
6 feet
however we-
apart.
Part.
Gabby, that's yours.
Sorry.
Yeah. And
Joe, no, write that down.
all I asked them to do was
Sorry,
do their
Joe.
chore. Do their chore. So I get up and I'm about to walk to make me a little something real quick before the show starts, and I'm all like, the chores didn't get done. I just asked. I was like, y'all must love hearing me yell. So I was like, now you got to do this, and this all before you go to bed tonight. So
Ooh.
anyway, I ended up telling them, just finish what you got, what I told you, your main chore, go to sleep. But don't worry, because tomorrow's a new day and there's no school tomorrow. So I'm going to whip out a nice printed list tonight, and y'all got a bunch of chores to do tomorrow. So
Including get me more cereal.
including getting you more cereal. Oh my gosh. 3 huge boxes still left. None of them are empty, just the Fruity Pebbles.
Well, they left those boxes for you.
Anyway, so check this out.
You
I
know
wanted
what?
to
Okay, there's a silver lining here because let me
What
tell
is
you.
it? What is it?
The silver lining is at least they threw the bag in the trash. You know what my kid does?
Yeah.
Leaves it up in the cabinet. So you think like, oh yeah, there's some cereal right here. And you go and the thing is empty.
You know what?
And
You're so
what
right.
makes me I think that makes me the maddest.
More. It's yes.
Because
Why?
your hopes are
Because
up here.
Yeah. And it's not even your hopes. You got your bowl ready. You got the
Yes.
spoon out. You got the milk.
And then
you're
I pour
ready.
backwards. I pour milk first.
Oh. And see, I was gonna say it's bad when you pour your bowl of cereal and you got no milk, but that's even worse too.
No, I always
Yeah,
because I
you
don't
are.
because I
Yeah.
have problems. I pour milk first.
I don't do
And then
that.
I'm like,
but if I did, yes. You got
oh
it
my
worse.
gosh.
You got it worse, Sandy. I'm
I
sorry.
know. But so just be grateful that they throw it away. I have thimbles. I have thimbles of milk.
Yes.
Thimbles of milk. I have empty ketchup. I mean, there's everything in my house is empty.
Oh, that's right. I get you. So I wanted to share this a couple weeks back. When I left my old job, I had
We
ran into
interrupt this.
Okay.
Gabs eats all day too.
Gabs, you're one of my kids.
Look at this. She makes me sick.
Nothing like having mom watch the show and
I
spill
know.
the behind the scenes.
What are you doing?
Yes. And
Empty
we
containers
continue-
are the worst. Oh my goodness. Jet said, who pours milk first? Listen, Jet.
Oh.
Listen, you little mini Asian.
Mini Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, you better
Carrie
run.
said, everyone I live with is afraid of the trash can. Can we ask Dr. Pineapple what the official phobia name is?
That's a good one. I'm gonna
You know
ask.
what it is? It's jackassery. Jackassery. That's what it is.
Oh.
All right, listen. So I wanted to share this story real quick. Before I left my old job, one of the guys was walking around. He goes, "Hey, today's your last day, right?" And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, and he saw my shirt, and I was wearing the social and distancing shirt. And he was like, "I meant to ask you. that's your show that you're on, aren't you? You do that show." And I was like, "Yeah, how'd you know?" He goes, "I've actually scrolled through Facebook, and we're not friends on Facebook." He goes, "And I've actually seen little ads pop up that say go watch the social and distancing show." And I did
Cool.
one night, and I saw you on there, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Be like, do
And
you want
so
my autograph?
I was like,
Really?
"Yeah." I was like, "I'm not giving
Picture?
autographs now on the last day, but I'll do a selfie with you if you want or something." But I thought that was really encouraging. I meant to tell us several weeks ago, and I was like, "Dang it, I got to keep remembering
That's
that."
awesome.
That's
Yeah,
so cool.
that
Look at
was really
you
cool.
being famous and
Oh,
whatnot.
Sean
Trying
said
to.
his mom must leave empty things all the time. Sean.
Or is she afraid of the trash can?
Right. Which one is it, Sean?
Probably both. You leave your mama alone, Sean.
Or we call her live on the show.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna call her right here.
Uh-oh.
Jamie,
So yeah,
who do we have on the show today?
I'm glad you asked, Sandy. So I had the pleasure of listening to an early podcast from someone else. I'm not going to say any names yet because I don't know if they want me to share, but they were doing their holiday podcast because they were going to be on the show that week. And so he was like, "You want to give it a listen to?" And I was like, "Sure." And I listened to it, and the guy who's coming on today was the guest of their podcast. So the podcast
Nice.
hasn't aired. Yeah. And so I watched it all, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so impressed with this guy. I think he would be an awesome guest over here on the Social and Distancing Show." I was like, "Can you put me in contact with him?" And he said, "Sure." So we got in contact. I was like, "Look, I saw the podcast, man. I want to bring you onto my show. What do you think?" So I gave him some of the details. He said, "Yeah." So get this. This guy is so impressed me. There's so many things to be said about him. And I'm going to let him come on here in a minute and share about it. But just to give you guys a little bit of a backdrop. So this guy, he's got his background in music. That's kind of the stuff where he kind of started out first, went to school, he did some things. He's traveled the country. He's worked with lots of different underground artists. He's produced some great music himself. He he wrote a book even last year.
Wow.
And the second one is his second book is about to release here very soon. I'm going to let him share all that information. But he created a record label also. I don't know if that's the right term to use, so I'm gonna let him correct me later. But he a recording label that is a first of its kind. And after I read this, I can't wait to talk to him because after I read about this, I thought I've heard of that, not in the music industry, but in a separate industry that I want to ask him about. And
Awesome.
so, but without further ado, let me go ahead and change up my soundboard real quick because
So what you're saying is the person that you're bringing on today is more talented than us. As per the usual of all of our games.
yeah, that's actually
Mhm.
how it goes, Sandy. I don't know why. I don't know why we got, but God's just like, "Oh, let me just reopen all that up." And
Right. So what
So-
you're saying is he was standing on top of the table when the Lord was pouring out talents.
yeah, we were under the table actually.
You're
So
probably napping. Thanks, Joe.
anyhow, without further ado, let everyone help me welcome MC Till to the show.
Yay!
Yes. Thank you.
What's happening? What's happening, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, thanks for coming
being
on.
Yes,
Yeah, for
exciting.
sure.
So, Till, I appreciate you, man. I don't know. We'll have to share with everyone when that podcast comes out so that we can share you again. We'll put it up on the on our website here just so
Cool.
everyone can go listen and watch it also. But why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, man?
Yeah. So I live in Cincinnati, Ohio, Southern Ohio, and married. Got 2 kids. Got a 9-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy, and they are a handful all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
We have 2 pet rats. Which is
Really?
fun. Yeah, 2
Hey,
pet
keep them
rats.
away from me.
Right, because Jamie has snakes.
They actually.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We keep them away from you.
Not afraid of rats. Not afraid of rats.
I bet. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I bet that snake
Sorry.
would get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we live in a pretty diverse little neighborhood in called College Hill here in Cincinnati. Nice little spot, and I like people. I really like people, and I also like to be by myself. So it's like a win-win because I'm either with people or not with people. So I like either, and
Awesome.
so yeah, it's pretty good. And I've been in Cincinnati since like 2003. Originally from
okay.
Southern Indiana, but came over here, and
Okay.
this is home now. So. Yeah.
That's where you met your wife? Is in Cincinnati?
Yeah, Cincinnati. Yep.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Nice.
What's your? I'm just curious, just because out there. What's your favorite? Cookie?
Oh man. Well, I heard y'all talking about Oreos, so that's up there. It might be Oreos. I really like Oreo cookies, so it might be.
They're legit.
But there's not really a cookie that I've had that I didn't like.
I mean, I wouldn't turn any away.
Exactly.
I know you weren't asking me, Jamie, but I just thought I'd tell you.
You wouldn't turn any of them away, Sandy? You Gabs? I think I would turn away like a peppermint cookie. Like I don't know that I fly with that. Or black licorice cookie.
I would turn away anything with raisins.
Oh, I'll take the raisins. I'm fine.
Oh, I love
the
really?
raisin. Yeah. I mean, it's not my first choice.
Yeah.
Right. But I won't turn it away.
I won't turn it away. Yeah, exactly.
See, it's like Fruity Pebbles. I'd eat the Fruity Pebbles, but I'm not gonna eat the other cereal up there. Or I'm sorry, cookies. Not gonna eat the other cookies. So anyway, I digress. Till, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, so I've been doing a lot in the world of music. I started out in music, rapping, and I was like, from a young age, I wanted to be a rapper. That's what I wanted to be. I remember, in middle school, it's like, I want to be a rapper. I'm gonna be a rapper, and I did that, and I still do that. But over the past several years, I've gotten much more into production. I've been making beats for a long time, and for the most part, it was kind of therapeutic. But now that I've been doing it for so long, and I feel like it's gotten a little bit better, and people are receiving them a little bit more, so I do more production now. And starting to author books, which is really exciting. I've been writing for a long time. Like all the jobs I've ever had, most of the jobs I've ever had, I had to write for them, like newsletters and stuff like that. So I've always written, but now just putting it in book form is exciting. So I've been doing that lately, and the label, which we'll get into, is a lot of fun, and it's a little bit different because we make music, but a lot of the focus we do is on conversation. So we're trying to create conversation around the music that we really appreciate.
See, I appreciate you. Oh, go ahead, Sandy.
Right. I was just going to ask you, who inspired you rapping? Who did you look up to?
Yeah.
Who were the rappers?
So when I was a kid, like I remember looking up to like LL Cool J and like Biz Markie, Cool G Rap, Rakim. But then like when I really got hooked was late 80s, early 90s, when I don't know if y'all are familiar with the Native Tongues crew. It's like De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, and Jungle Brothers, Common, Mos Def, The Roots, groups like that.
I didn't realize that was the name of that or whatever, however way you want to say that. But I know all the names you're saying. Everything you're dropping out, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
What's his? He just released a new album. From a Tribe.
Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes, yeah. He just released episode, or I don't remember if it was episode 2.
ELE, Extinction Level Event 2. Yeah, it's a good album. Yeah.
So it came out already?
Yes, it's out, and people are loving it.
I meant to have it. I wanted to look it up on my Spotify so I can watch it.
Yep.
Speaking of which, I appreciate what you were saying about that, because I actually went to go look up Till, guys. I went to go look up Till in Spotify, and I'm not gonna lie, I thought I was gonna find like a few albums, 2-3 albums on there, but I was like, holy crap. Nope. That's not at all what I found. There was a number on there. I don't even know that I counted them all, but I started listening to some of them, and man, he's got some beats that he's playing, that he plays in there, and I was just like, this is awesome, man. I was like, this guy is literally like just a factory, and he's just dropping beats like crazy. I don't know when your first one was, or the last one was. There's things you think of after you're listening to it, but I'm always listening to Spotify, Till, and I was just like, I was impressed, man. You got a lot of stuff out there. Thank you.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
When was your first one that you put on Spotify, Till? Do you remember?
Oh, the first one on Spotify?
Go.
That's a great question. I don't know. I did an album called Beautiful Raw. I think that's on there. That's probably the first one. No, I take that back. I did an album it was a 5-song EP called Downtown James.
Okay.
And I think that was probably the first one.
Oh, wow.
I don't
Explain
remember
to us real quick what an EP is, because I see that all the time, and then I think I know what it means, and then I'm like, I don't know what it means. So
yeah, so it's EP or LP. The EP is just a shorter. It's just shorter. An LP is longer. So if you think of an LP, it's usually like 10, 12 songs, something like that. An EP is typically like 5, 6, maybe 7 songs.
And what does that acronym stand for?
EP. It's weird because I always thought EP stood for extended play, but that doesn't make sense.
And see,
And
I
then
was thinking
LP
LP
stands for long play.
production.
So
Well, that kind of makes sense because if you drop one song, it's a single. So then
Right.
EP, you get extended play, and then LP, longer
And
play.
the
So
long
does that
play.
mean like those albums? Like I remember Janet Jackson's If album from the '90s was like 20 some odd songs in there. So does that mean that's like ELP?
That's like a super LP. I don't know. I mean,
It's a
back,
Costco size.
back when they had, putting out CDs and all that, like it was like a double album or double disc. But
Oh, okay,
we don't
okay.
really talk in those terms anymore too much, So
Man, but you know why? Because no one buys CDs anymore, right?
you know what? I have found that a lot of people still buy CDs, even in this hip hop genre that I'm in. They're out there. They're collectors. And I still buy them. So it's still a market, which is pretty cool.
Isn't it funny to see how the vinyl has come back? And
Yeah.
now you're seeing them in Walmart now.
Yeah,
They got a whole section on it.
Yeah, that is weird.
I think I'm going to collect them whenever the kids get out of the house. I think that's what I'm planning on doing, so I can have a record room and stuff.
Yeah.
We'll see.
He'll
We'll
come
see.
and check them out, never return them.
Oh gosh! don't scare me like that. Okay, so I'm looking real quick. I went into Spotify, Till, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I'm seeing your latest release, "Piano for Cake," came out October 16th, 2020. That's the album I was listening to earlier this week. And then I'm looking for your oldest one on Spotify.
Oldest one. I'm curious. I think it's Downtown James.
So while he does that, so what inspires you? Where do you get your inspiration for as far as your music and your lyrics and all that good stuff?
Yeah, that's a great question. I don't really know where when I make beats, I'm not really sure where it comes from because it's been there forever.
Mm-hmm.
And it never really fades. Like I've always, there's just something in me that's like, I have to make beats. And
Does it wake you up in the morning and you're like, oh my gosh, 2:00 in the morning, I need to write this lyric down?
No, so lyrically it's different. Like
Okay.
like I haven't been writing a whole lot lately lyrically. So lyrically that kind of comes and goes. And what inspires me there is like, just life happens, like things that happen in life, highs and lows. And I just catch an inspiration off of an experience in life, or listening to someone else's music that is really inspiring. I might just get, real inspired by the music and find that.
I can't wait to hear what you're going to write after being on our show, man. God, that's going to be legit.
I'm going to do a social undistancing beat tape.
There we go.
So I went and looked, Till, and it says 2006 with Downtown James.
Downtown James. There you go.
Yeah. So you had five tracks in that, and and man, I mean, seriously, guys, he's got a lot. He's got a lot going.
Are you on Spotify, Till?
No, most of this is on all streaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
So give him a check out, MC Till on Spotify. But as cool as that is, the man didn't stop there. So Till, tell us what happened a little, like, chronologically, because I don't even know the story chronologically. But so you're doing this, you're dropping your beats, you've got, you're doing some music and stuff like that. But you decided not to just stand with just making music in the garage kind of situation. You did some more stuff. So tell us a little bit what happened next.
Yeah. So take you on the journey of how I got to where I am now with this label in the book. I started out just as an artist, as a hip hop artist, a rapper, and I got really, really excited about performing. And I realized very quickly that performing is not about like the best rapper, because I never thought I was the best rapper. I always, I just didn't. I had plenty of passion for it and hunger for it. So I knew I beat most people just on that alone. So I got to do this. So anyway, I would rap in front of people as much as I possibly could. And one thing led to another. And then I found myself booking independent tours for myself and my buddy Wonder Brown. So we did 4 independent tours, which was just phenomenal. It was so fun. Really enjoyed it. And so I was just on a high, it was just great. Then things happened. Fell in love, got married, had some kids, and realized, again, very quickly that, okay, if I want to go out and tour like I had been doing, I could, but I would be a jerk and I'd probably lose my marriage and I would be that guy. And I thought, I don't want to be that guy. So I decided, go the family route, be with the family. And I have to say, like that was hard. And there was a year or two. Yeah. Cause like, obviously I love my family. Like that,
Right.
That was the hard part, but it was like something that was so much a part of me, like going out on the road. Yeah, it's my passion. And that passion was really, you know, wrapped up in like those experiences I was having, because we were going out and we were rapping for all kinds of people, like young people. We were doing, you know, youth groups. We were doing, you know, bars, like old people. We would rap like all kinds of different people, and we'd have these like great conversations, these great experiences. We got to travel around the country. It was just wonderful, and that was just a big part of my identity for a while, and it was growing even bigger and bigger. So losing that was tough. It was tough. And then one day, it just kind of hit me like, oh, wait a minute, you have another passion, and that passion is making beats. So I thought, all right, let me just focus on this passion, because this is a passion I can do and not be a jerk, because my family goes to sleep at a certain time. So I can go make beats at that time, wake up early. Yeah. So I thought, all right, let me do that. So I started doing that. And then that led to this idea of, well, wait a minute, this is the new world. People are on social media. Most of the rappers I know record, they don't go and pay hundreds of dollars to a studio. They just record in their own rooms, in the closet, in the basement. It's like, I can make music. I can send beats to artists. They can make the songs, send them back to me. I can mix and master them and put them out to the world. And so that was kind of the idea behind the label, Everybody's Hip Hop Label. And because everything that I do, I try to make it as community as possible and bring in people and invite people. I thought, you know, let's try to make this a community effort. And so that was the idea behind the name, Everybody's Hip Hop Label, because it's a community funded record label. So people, and it's not a lot of people yet, but people pay a few bucks every month. And even though it's not a lot of people, there's a core group of people that have been really dedicated and been sending in a couple bucks through our Patreon. And even though it's not a lot of money, it really helps, because we're able to like advertise and pay some artists and do some stuff like that. So it's been really cool. And, you know, at that point, it was less about going out on the road and traveling and rapping. It was more about, you know, making this music and creating conversations around the music. And so that's when I really got into, you know, social media and trying to learn, you know, how do you engage people on social media and create conversations that aren't, you know, surface level, but are, you know, engaging and thoughtful and, you know, bring value to people's lives. And so that's kind of what we've been on for the last several years.
So, okay, that was a lot to unpack.
That was a lot.
That's okay. That's okay. It's not
I love it though. You can hear your passion in what you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love that you were willing to not be a jerk. You know, I appreciate that. As you know, man to man, talking to you, man, just being like, okay, good. All right, here we go.
My wife appreciates that too.
I'm sure she did.
A lot more, I'm sure. But okay. So when you say tour, did you tour like all just in the United States?
Yeah, United States.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. And you went from everywhere to like, you said youth groups all the way to like bars. And so you reached the whole range there. And then you started your music label. Is that what you called it?
Yeah, I think you can call it a recording label. That's kind of
recording label.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So, I think the idea, the way, however way you want to say it, whatever was it that inspired you to make the label the way you did, absolutely ingenious to me. Absolutely ingenious. Okay. I have mad respect for the idea of creating a community of artists to come together where, if I understand it right, no one person owns everything, but everybody owns everything.
It's a co-op.
Kind of like a co-op. Yeah.
Co-op label.
And so it's kind of like you're going to get out of it what you put into it also.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own music that they can produce under this label. And so the only experience I've had with something that similar, which I was talking about earlier too, was and I know it's geeky, but I have a favorite comic book artist, and he belongs to almost the exact same model as you have in music, but for comic book artists.
Well, dope.
He's the guy that created Venom. He created Spawn. He drew Spider-Man and turned him around in the 90s. And his name's Todd McFarlane. And he did the exact same thing. He got a whole bunch of big name comic book artists. He said, you know what? Let's stop drawing for Marvel and DC. Let's go do our own thing. We're going to call it Image Comics. And under that umbrella, everyone has their own lines that they own. And it was I mean, Venom. I mean, not Venom, but Spawn, and so
Right.
that was his. But the other guys had a bunch of other ones. And anyway, your music
That's
label
dope.
sounds just like that. And I'm like, man, for these artists have to feel some sort of ownership to be able to own their music and not be stuck maybe under someone.
Because
Yeah.
otherwise, how difficult? I'm sorry, Till, I just interrupted you.
No, go ahead.
I said, otherwise, how difficult would it be for someone to get into a label per se if
Right,
if
yeah.
you weren't available for them?
Well, right. Yeah. I'm sure it's very difficult if you've these days to get onto a label that's worthwhile, you kind of have to already have a following. And if you
Mhm.
already have a following, well, then what's the point of getting on a label? So that's kind of the thinking. Our label works in that, like, if we work with an artist, we work with them, or her on an album. And then that's like, we don't do contracts where they you have to sign. Like, no, they have creative control. And basically what we do, and we're, still finding our legs underneath us as it relates to releasing the music. But what we try to do is take all the things that we're learning from engaging on social media and lend that to the artists so that they can also, engage in social media and build up their fan base. And so they, a lot of times an artist, will come through one album and then that's it. And so we're not like a destination, more of a vehicle to just jump in for a few blocks and then get out and keep going. So that's kind of where we land.
Awesome.
How exactly did you get inspired to do this? I know you said earlier it was kind of like the way things have been this year and stuff like that, but like how did you get your first person to hop on board?
Man, who was the first person? Okay, it's just just the universe putting it together, God putting it together, whatever the
hey,
language
you want to
is.
make an album?
You're right. He said, hey, I would just hit people out of the blue, I think the first person I reached out to, a friend of mine, his name's K Drama. And I reached out to him. We're good friends. And I said, I got this idea. I want to do this album. And he's like, oh, yeah, let's do it, dog. Let's do it. And we never did it. So then I reached out.
I was like, oh, that's great.
Just like,
It was
So
like
then-
lift it up, and then no, never mind.
I reached out to another guy. I was like, okay, he's probably going to charge me. I was like, all right, what would you charge? And he gave me a number. I was like, all right, I can't do that yet. So I just, you just keep going, just keep reaching out. And I think the first album we did, I want to say was with AC the Entity. And man, so what we did before we did one album with an artist, we did a compilation, which is a little bit easier. So
Okay.
I would reach out to artists and say, hey, we have this compilation idea. And it was a concept compilation. It was a tribute album. So each artist picked an artist that inspired them, and they wrote a song dedicated to that artist. And so that was a little bit easier because a lot of artists were like, yeah, I love this. I love Rakim. So I want to do this dedication to Rakim. I'm on board. And so we did that. And at this time, we were starting to get a little bit of money coming in. So
Okay.
we were able to get Theory Has It, who's super dope, and Prince Poe, who's an artist from a group called Organized Confusion with Pharaoh Monch. And they were huge in the 90s and one of my favorite groups. So we were able to get him, which was really cool. So through that concept album, AC the Entity, who's someone I know here in Cincinnati, he worked really well with us. Like it was just really easy. So I said, hey, you want to do an LP together or an EP together? And he was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So that's kind of how that came about. But you just got to keep knocking,
Yeah.
just keep knocking and not spam it, just be a nice person, reach out,
Sure.
and things happen.
I feel like I'm like, man, he is a good salesman, I guess. Then, cause
I know,
Right.
because every no is another chance for a yes or something.
Exactly.
Guys, I think
Well-
I might go make an album. Hey.
Why not? But I have to say, like, I learned this when we started touring. My friend Wonder Brown, the way that came about, Wonder Brown, a buddy of mine, he's from a crew called the Scribbling Idiots. They're dope hip hop.
Oh, I love that name.
I know they like that, Scribbling Idiots. I was never dumb enough to be in the group, so they never let me in. I was never an idiot.
They
so.
said you don't meet the criteria, sir.
I was like a cousin to the group. But anyway, we were doing some shows together, just regionally, like here in Cincinnati, like Pittsburgh, like just around the Midwest, just here and there. And he called me and said, hey, I'm moving to San Francisco. Why don't we drive out together and do a tour together? And then I have family out there. He's like, you can go visit your family and then you can fly back. So I thought that was a great idea, but I didn't know how to book a tour. He didn't know how to book a tour. So we said, well, we got to do it then. We have to do it. So
Trial and error.
Right, we
trial
gotta
and
Google.
error. And to get back to, I think it was Sandy's point, like it was just, or maybe Gab's, it was just like calling clubs, calling, people, just calling managers that are over people and just saying, can I come rap for your people?
Mhm.
And most people said no, but we only needed like 12 or 13 to say yes, because it was only going to be a 2-week tour. And we got that, I think we did 14. And
I love how he says it's only, and we
I
only
know.
need 12. I'm like, that sounds like a lot to
only
me.
performed.
Yeah. If you ask 200 people, I mean, you're bound to get 14 to say yes. And
That's true.
And that's basically
true.
what happened. I just asked all kinds of people.
What was like your first like in front of a crowd? What did that feel like whenever you're like, oh man, okay, we're really doing this?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the first show that we did. We had been doing shows before the tour.
Uh-huh.
So like the first show, the tour, and the tour, like sometimes when you hear that term tour, like there's this idea like, oh, you're in a tour bus and you're on like these stages. Like we booked an independent tour, so it wasn't like that. We were in a car.
I was gonna say you're in a van.
No, we weren't even in a van. We were in a car.
He was pulled up to the side. They were like, "You need to go park in the parking lot." He was like, "Nah, I'm the show."
That's right. But I tell you what happened though. It wasn't the first show or the second show, but around maybe the fourth or fifth show, it just did something to me. Like I had performed a lot before that, but not every night like that.
Oh.
And there was just something about performing every single night. You kind of know how the crowd's going to respond to certain parts of the show. The Wonder Brown and I, we didn't just rap. We put together like this, almost like a play. And so we had like skits in between the songs. And so we would engage with the audience and do like jokes with the audience and like
That's
this give and take
awesome,
thing.
dude.
Yeah.
That
So
sounds
we knew how the crowd was going to respond at certain times. And like, it just something happened after that, maybe fifth show or so, where you just kind of find your groove, find your element. And it's just kind of,
I was about to say, Till got his groove right there.
got my groove. Yeah. It was fun.
It sounds fun, man. That sounds awesome. It reminds me, I saw a show up here in Illinois several years ago by a duo named, Jason, I know you're watching. Remind me what their name is, but Q Brothers.
Okay.
Yeah, so these guys they do Shakespeare plays with raps in it though.
Nice.
And it was legit, but during like scene changes and stuff like that, like they would do kind of some of that stuff.
Yeah,
they would interact with the audience, and it was always like, oh, this is awesome, man. This is kind of cool.
Yeah.
It adds another layer than you used to what you're expecting, and it makes it, like I would talk about it more often because I'm like, yeah, that's like now it happened several years ago, but I'm like, I still remember it. So
right, yeah, that's dope.
Was that this year though? Were y'all doing because I kind of got the feeling that maybe you created the label this year and then traveled this year?
No, the traveling was like 2007, 2008.
Oh, okay.
That was a while ago. And the label, we started the label, I think in 2016 or so. So it's been a minute, but we did not go fast at all with the label. But we realized like the most important thing we can do is just build rapport and build relationships. And so that was kind of the ground, and that we're still kind of in that phase of just building relationships with people. So we're taking it really slow, looking at a 20, 30, 40 year game plan versus quick get rich quick type of thing.
I want to mention a couple comments real quick before I ask you about the next topic. Carrie's like, y'all remember when there were hidden songs? That was legit.
I remember that.
The only one I can recall right now is the one on Third Eye Blind's first album. You have to wait for the last track to end, and then like 15 minutes later, you got the hidden song, and it was it was a good song.
Jay-Z did that a lot too.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Now I'm about to, you know what? Now I'm going to have to go back and listen to that because I listened to it when I was younger, and so, hey Tim, thanks for coming on. Carrie says, let's hear that co-op beat.
Co-op beats.
Jason says, yeah, I was like, I don't know that album. I'm not sure where that one was. That's okay.
I don't know that album either. So
yeah. Okay. Tim wants to say you're too smart to be. And then Jason says yes. So
he was answering yes to one of your questions about an album or something.
Oh, okay. Right on.
Man, what would I do without y'all, Sandy? So I know we've talked a lot about it, music, traveling, label, but there's really something that you kind of started dipping into that you said was based off of a first love that you had. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
I'm trying to figure out what that was.
He's like,
the beats.
what did I tell you?
He's like, what did I tell you?
Sorry,
Okay, rats.
you
book.
you like to write. You said you like to write earlier.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah, the book. So I remember a time when I would go online and there's several different websites that would let you know when new hip hop albums were coming out. And so you can see release dates, like on this date, in this month, this new Jay-Z album's coming out, or this, that, and the third is coming out. And that just stopped. Like it just totally stopped. And I thought, you know what? I want to feel that noise. Like I want to do that. I want to be with the label, everybody's hip hop label. I want to be that outlet. So people come to us to know, when albums are coming out. So I try to figure out how to do that. And I couldn't pull it off because like artists weren't releasing things in advance. And so like I couldn't find it. It wasn't working. But as I explored that, I realized what I could do is I could just create a list of the artists that already came out. So every Friday we'll drop a list of, hey, new artists, new albums came out this week by, all these artists, go check them out. And so I started doing that every Friday. And then I thought, wait a minute, we could document this in a book. Because there's so much music coming out now. Like you can record in your own house. You don't have to pay a lot of money. Like there's a lot of music that's not that good, but there's just a lot of great music too. And so like for someone that, has a job, maybe they're married in a relationship, like it's hard and they love the music, but it's hard for them to sift through all of the releases and even know that all of these releases came out. So we thought, all right, let's come up with the 100 best boom bap hip hop albums of the year, list them all out in a book, put a few reviews of some of our favorite albums and release it as a book. And last year, our goal was just to do it. Like we weren't trying to, sell X amount of copies. We just wanted to actually make the book and get it in our hands and say, we've done it, learn from it, and then come back, this year and do it even better. And so that's kind of where we are in that phase.
And so how do you go about when you said you review it? What are you looking for as far as your review goes?
Yeah. So if I listen to an album and I really, really like it, it's one of my favorites of the year, I'll just, I'll start writing about it. And so the review, I don't really try to go by like any type of rules when it comes to writing. I mean, obviously I use periods and commas and stuff, but like I will, whatever I want to write. So like there's an artist named Decca who put out an album called Snakes and Birds. And it's a really good album. And I just kind of caught a vibe of just writing kind of artistically about that album. So I talked about how, the album picked me up, threw me in the corner, told me I had to listen to it. And just, I kind of ride that wave, through the review. So, and then some of the reviews are just kind of more straightforward. Like, this is what this album sounds like. And this is why I like it. But I try to put, myself into it and kind of, talk to the reader about like, why do I like it and how does it relate to me? So I try to make it personal as personal.
Do you have any don't listen to this one reviews?
No. In fact, like my personal policy is like, if I don't like it, I don't write about it. I don't cover it.
Okay.
It's like, life's short. Why do I want to spend time talking about something I don't like? So it's like, I don't even talk about it.
This is the cover of the book, right? This is from last year. That's
from last year. My man Fat, he's got a fun name. Fat Hintoff did the cover, and he does these covers by hand. Like he cuts out all the pictures, he puts them on the paper, and it's like a collage that he does by hand.
So would you say that these reviews have the till of approval?
Definitely, yes.
That's awesome, Sandy. That was awesome.
I'm here for 20 more minutes, people.
So when did this release was it last year or did it release earlier this year?
Yeah, so that came out last Black Friday.
So
what we do kind of like the Grammy. So like we do like basically the month of November, December, go to the next year's review.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. So where you gave me a link. You want to tell everyone where we can find this?
Yeah, it's a simple link. It's just boombapreview.com.
Boombapreview.com.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gabs, can you put that in the comments for folks so they can?
Yep.
And I think it's in the. I sent you a whole cable of docs. Why don't you look in there? And I think it's in there if you want to get it right. So you want to share what's next here with this? Are you doing something new?
Yeah. So the new book, Boom Bap Review, Volume 2, 2020, very similar to Volume 1. We have a, yeah, there it is. There's the cover. We have another list of 100 albums that we really, really like. This year, like some of the feedback we got last year was that people said, we love the book. We love the list. We want to know more about what you think about the music. So, write more. And so we have more reviews in the book. This year we put more retrospective pieces in it. So we took, I forget what, like 5 or 6 albums that came out, 25 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. We take some of those albums and write about them and what we think about them today. And then there's just some essays in the book that I did, just kind of about hip hop related stuff in general. So there's more writing this year, which is cool. But there's still the list so that people can kind of sift through and, get on their Spotify or whatever and Google the albums and listen to them and enjoy them.
So is the book kind of divided up? Like, is it basically, traditionally we think of chapters. So is it like, is it, chapter 1, song 1, and then chapter 2, song 2, and it kind of just flows that way? Or
basically there's like 3 main parts of the book. So there's the list part, and then there's the essays, the retrospectives. Actually, well, I guess 4 now. There's the essays, right? The retrospective pieces, and then the reviews. So there's 4 main parts of the book.
4 parts.
Yeah.
Okay. So you said the review,
the list,
all 100 songs.
Well, it's not so. It's albums, 100 albums.
I'm sorry, albums.
Yeah,
yes, I'm sorry, albums.
You're good.
And then the next part is your essays.
The essays. Yep.
And then you said the reviews.
And
then the retrospectives.
Yeah.
Oh, so is this out already?
Almost. You can pre-order it. It's ready for pre-order at the boombapreview.com site, and then it'll be public. Like people can order it on December 4th.
Oh, so just right around the corner.
Yeah. Yep.
Holla.
I mean, you can pre-order it now, but that's when it officially comes out. But the nice thing is people that pre-order, they'll get the book before December 4th. Unless they live in like Taiwan or something, then
As in like wink, wink, people pre-order.
Yeah, and it's cheaper. You save money and you get it early.
It's a win-win.
So it's the way to go.
So I am gonna make sure to get. I want to get the first book, but I'm gonna pre-order this this week so I can make sure to get a copy of this because I want to. I'm excited to see, honestly, till like. I love when you said, I'm going to take this off just so we can get you on the screen better. I love how you said that, you did what you did in the first book and then you got some feedback and then it sounds almost like the book is not like completely different from the first one, but definitely an elevated, like you leveled up and you did this book, with some extras in it that weren't in the first book. And everything that you mentioned about it, I was like, oh yeah. Like I love the idea of the reviews. I love the retrospect part. I can't wait to read this and get that and read about it. So are the music and albums that you cover in the books, are these going to be stuff that people hear on the radios a lot, or is it included with some underground, or is it completely underground?
It's mostly underground. You probably won't hear much of this on the radio, popular radio. I mean, the boom bap in what we do is, kind of a niche within hip hop. So like, if you think of like popular out like Migos and artists like that, like more of a trap sound, more of a trendy sound, like we don't cover that. We don't hate on it. You like what you like, it's all good. But where our passion lies is more on that underground boom bap side of it.
And this is going to be to highlight artists that are also with your label, or
if we make an album that we think hits the top 100, I didn't put any of our album. We only had one album that was actual official rapper album. Okay. I didn't put it in there this year. Last year we did an album that I thought was good enough, so I put it in there. So I mean I'm biased, but I try to be subjective. So no, we don't just put in our stuff just to say, hey,
Well,
But you
because I
know
would
what,
think
Till?
it's brilliant though, just because it brings shines a spotlight on your artist.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like what she's
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
Till, because look, this is our show, for example. And so we get to bring who we think is worthy of a spotlight and bring them on here, you know? And
Oh
so
yeah, no doubt.
you totally can do that with your book, and it would not, I mean,
Oh,
even if it was shameless promotion. So I want to, if you want to do a compendium to this, that is your group's, you know, albums. You want to rate your group's albums? Let us know, and we'll bring you back so you can promote the
Right.
next book. Okay.
Feels like just wait for part 3.
yeah. I'm gonna put out a book with just our albums.
Yes. That's yeah. That's awesome. I really actually love the idea. So here's the thing: is I have been wanting to get into some like underground R&B, hip hop, and topics and genres like that because I really do love hearing music that's not played on the radio. To be honest with you,
Constantly.
all the time. Yes.
Yeah.
So one of the genres that I love that's not played on the radio, but I love this. And when I get it, when I put it on my Spotify list, it's just like, man, people have even come into my work and they're just like, man, what are you playing? That is good. And I'm just like, I know. But my wife, she introduced me to neo soul, and that stuff. Golly, that stuff. If you
Yeah.
guys have Sandy, Gabs, have y'all heard of neo soul by any chance?
You know,
If
I
you
don't
got-
listen to a whole lot of things.
If you got a music program, Spotify, Pandora, whatever it is, just type in neo soul and just start listening to it.
Write that down.
Man, that is some good music. That is I like that. So with that, Till, is boom bap like a genre of its own? Is that what I understand boom bap to be?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone out there has actually, said this is exactly what boom bap is, and this is what everyone agrees to. However, through all my experiences and engaging with people, the consensus that I see is it really has to do with the sound of the beat to be boom bap. It's got a very very kind of a loud kick drum, like a loud snare. That's that boom bap, like boom, clap, boom, boom, clap. It just has that feel to it where, like, when you put it on, you immediately start moving your head back and forth.
Yeah, I know that's what you were trying to do.
Yeah. So it a lot of it has to do with the sound of the beat. At least that's the consensus that I see in conversations around the term.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do a little homework tonight just and see. But also, if you were to say boom bap, the people who are in that, they would know that.
They
too.
know. Yeah.
Okay.
Gotcha. And we make exceptions.
We're just not one of them.
What's that?
I said we're just not one of them. That's how we don't understand what it is.
It's all good. The world is big. It's all good.
But after tonight we do, Gabs.
Right.
After tonight we know, and I'm gonna be looking up stuff purposefully. So I did hit on my Spotify. I did hit following MC Till in there. So just in case any future music, it'll drop and I can listen to it too.
Yeah, this Friday actually, a new beat tape drops.
Oh, are you serious?
Spotify. Yeah.
Nice.
Look at that.
So over here we had Carrie say, unless it's kneecap and take your soul, Sandy will be listening.
I'm a huge crime junkie, and that's all I listen to till, and so I've got problems.
It's all good.
I'm sorry. I can't control
good.
myself.
That was too funny, Carrie. Kneecap and take your soul. Okay. Tim said, I basically stopped listening to radio because of the repetition of the same songs over and over.
Yes.
Boots and cats, boots and cats, boots and cats.
That's the only rhythm.
That's the only,
Joe knows.
It's the only beat that Joe knows. We had Till you met Trey, and so Trey is actually Gab's co-host on another show.
Oh, cool.
And Trey has brought his beatboxing onto this show before.
That's
and
cool.
He taught
We got to
Joe.
get y'all together.
Yeah. Trey's cool.
He taught Joe boots and cats.
He has graduated from boots and cats.
Or maybe Joe just picked up boots and cats, and that's all he took from it. Jason says, "Yep, boom bap is what I do. 90s East Coast hip hop or 2000 Christian hip hop."
Yep.
Jason is one of our great buddies here because that man has built our intros and outros.
nice.
And yes, congratulations today, brother man. He had his baby number 2 today.
Oh,
So congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's great. Congrats.
Yep. So tell us how life goes on afterwards, man. Okay. Man. So we're at a 55-minute mark. So till at this point in the show, what we do is we kind of want to give you the soul spotlight, and so this is a time where we tell people, give a shout out to whatever it is you want. You can tell us what your favorite breakfast recipe is. You can tell us favorite memory from grandma. Whatever it is you want to shout out to the world, to our audience, this is going to be the time for you to do it, okay? So
Right
I'm
on.
going to put you right here, and it's all yours.
Yo, appreciate it. I definitely want to thank my man Bo Brown, who's been with me for a long time, helping out with all this hip hop stuff and helping out with the label now. And Michael Stover, I want to say what's up. Thank you to you and Joe Thomas. The three of those guys have been helping with this Everybody's Hip Hop label, and very excited to keep working with you, brothers. You're great guys, and I appreciate you very much. And if you're out there and you want to have conversations around hip hop music, come join us. We start conversations every day on Everybody's Hip Hop label, the Facebook page, and we'd love to have you. And every Thursday night, we have a Boom Bap chat show where we invite in a Boom Bap artist and just get to know the artists, get to know their story. So we invite you to check out the Boom Bap chat. And finally, want to definitely say, please check out the book. We put a lot of love and hard work into this book, and we're proud of it. And we invite you, if you like hip hop, like Boom Bap hip hop, check out that book at boombapreview.com. So, yep, that's what I would have to say.
Awesome. Thank you, Till.
So I do want to make sure I plug real quick. I said earlier in the show, I saw the special that Till was on that got me to want him to come on. I didn't want to share anything unless, the person who owns the podcast wanted to say anything. And so he did. And it was Jason. So Jason Till has done a pre-recorded podcast with Jason and Trey already for the Thanksgiving Day special. And so if you want to watch that, we'll make sure next Thursday to post a link here in Social and Distancing show so that you guys can go watch Till over on Jason and Trey's or DJ Sound Effects' podcast show, that live podcast show that they do. Okay. So we'll make sure to get you shout out there. Go out, guys, everyone. Go out to get the book tonight. If you love hip hop or anything underground like that, go out and get it. I know I'm going to get my copy tonight. I'm going to order it tonight, Till. And then I'll probably put in my pre-order also close to this weekend. But
and I'm going to download Spotify only because of you, Till. Jamie's been trying to get me to download it. I'm like, I don't know. But now I know.
You're
all right,
welcome,
Till.
Spotify.
All right, Till. So we're going to send you back in the green room. Hang out there until we're done so we can chat a little more after the show, okay?
Cool. Thank you all.
Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
Yep.
That was awesome. I like
That
Till.
was awesome.
I love his
Man,
passion.
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah.
He's just so energized. Like, he loves what he's doing. He loves his writing. He loves his label. He loves talking about this is what I got from him. He just loves talking about it.
The fact that you're helping somebody attain something that otherwise would be unattainable, I think that's amazing. I just always love people that will share that talent and, not charge you an arm and a leg or take advantage of you. And that's, it's really hard to find, and I appreciate that. That's awesome.
The other thing he said earlier on that really touched me, and I didn't get to tell him, but we'll tell him in the after show, but was like, and I'm paraphrasing this, but, he was like, I'm doing this because I love to do it, and I just want to do it. Like, I don't know if it's going to be big. I don't know if it's going to be small, but I'm just doing what I want to do and what I love to do and what I enjoy. And that's kind of how I feel like with the shows, with Suds Productions and everything. It's like
it's a leap of faith.
And it is, because you don't know if anyone's going to listen to you. You don't know if the world's going to listen to you. But I know that talking with Sandy and Joe at the very beginning, and, the three of us had talked about this, and we're like, we don't know that we're doing this for everyone. Not to say that we don't love you guys or anything like that, but we definitely wanted to do it because we just wanted to have fun and do this. And
because we wanted to hear ourselves talk.
I won't argue
There's
that.
that.
And so I appreciate him, just kind of his attitude, his heart, his spirit about that. And it's like, yeah, guys, you got to go out there and follow your dream, even if you feel like you can't. I feel like you can't do something because you want 100 followers, 1,000 likes, whatever, all that stuff. You got to do something because if it's in you, it's got to be burning in you, and you got to get it out. And don't worry about what the world says, what people say, or what they're going to do or think or whatever. As long as you get it out and you put yourself out there, I think.
I think so too.
I agree.
I think your passion will show to the world, and that's when you get your following and all that good stuff.
Yeah, like the Field of Dreams, right? If you build it, they will come. If
for
your
sure.
passion is just going to light up, certain people are going to be attracted to that.
I agree.
So awesome. So what do we have? Today's only Tuesday, right? So
Yes.
Tomorrow, Gabs, you want to tell everyone about our guests who are coming on tomorrow?
Yes. So tomorrow we are having
Omar and
I'm like, what?
Sandy's like, what?
they were on your show on Sunday.
Yes, tomorrow we are having Omar and Kaylee. They are a great two people. Like, they're amazing. I'm just
They're a great couple.
Hey man, you didn't prepare me for this.
I know. He's the worst. He did that to me
I'm
last
sweating.
night. Arms are sweaty. Mom spaghetti.
Sandy, you need to go watch
They're
that.
awesome. You're gonna love them.
Yeah, they're going to talk about they do a side hustle that was friggin' awesome.
Speaking of which, I think I placed an order, but I need to go check on that.
I placed one today. I called him up and I said, dude, this is what I'm looking for. So yeah, actually I placed 2 orders with him today. Never mind.
Awesome.
Yeah, but when you guys will come back and see it, and the stuff is actually really, really cool. I think it's anyway.
What's crazy? It's so affordable. I'm going to tell him raise the prices after I place an order.
No, same here. I was going to tell him after I had mine.
Like, look, put my order through, but.
But anyway, come back and watch them because they do a lot of things. And so originally I wanted to bring them on for one thing, found out about 3 things they do. And I was like, man, I just want to showcase y'all. Y'all just deserve, just like Till tonight, y'all just deserve to have a spotlight shined on y'all. So I would like for y'all to come on. And they were like, yeah. So that's what we have tomorrow.
Comments, Jamie. Joe says, great guest. Mr. Harlow's chair is clapping. Carrie says, couldn't agree more. Timing is everything on sharing passions. I love it. Love it so much. Jamie, do you have some pictures that you want to share?
Yes. Hold on.
Before we go.
Give me a second because it's always you got to fill the air up so that I can.
Sorry. So yes, okay. So I told you guys last night that we are doing the 5K for the Christmases for Kids Pineapple Project Fun Run, and
not the boots, right? You don't want me to share the boots.
No boots. Oh no! Don't share those boots.
Or the babies.
Don't share the babies. Oh my god! I spend my day sending stuff to Joe and Jamie that I'm like, don't share.
There we go. Okay, it took me forever to find these. I was like, where is this?
These are the shirts. Once you register, and if you do your donation online or bring your donation the day of the run, this is your swag that you're going to get. CPJ is amazeballs. Look at this. Look at the little
joke.
The little pineapple.
He's so cute.
I know it's precious, but yes, you have to have a registration form if you want a shirt. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And all my plugs.
Yes. Look at this. This is so cool.
I am so excited about this. I can't even tell you. It's like everybody's signing up, and I'm gonna like get all smalls in case I stain in case I stain my shirt. I'll just keep
Man, Sandy. I mean, not Sandy. Carrie did. Look
and
at
then
this.
She even put our running group little tag on there. She just did attention to detail.
Oh, right there.
Yes.
Oh, I can't wait to get this shirt in my hands.
I know. I'm super excited.
All right. So if everyone wants a shirt like I do, Sandy, we just got to email you to get our registration form.
Yes.
Fill that out, get it to you, and then bring the toy.
Your email address. Yes. Bring your toy or donate to the Venmo. And I already donated my Venmo. I signed Eric and I up for ours. So.
What am I looking for? Boom. There we go. Right there.
You have to make
Um,
us bigger so we can see it. So the
There we
Venmo
go.
is at the Pineapple Project, $10 to $15 gift card, and get a shirt.
yes, and then remember, take the toys to any of the comic cleaners
No,
around
no.
Lubbock.
If you're doing the run, bring them to us.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah,
All
or
right,
do the donation.
all right. So if you're doing the run,
Mhm.
just take it to Sandy on the day
Yes.
of the run. Great.
That way you don't have to
And
run around town.
and if some of you who don't want to run around town, but you have some gifts at your house already, let us know. We'll send the Pineapple Mobile out, and they'll pick it up from you
We'll send our
and drop it off.
Our little elves will be by.
Right.
So is there anything else?
Fun fact, if you don't want to run, Sandy said you can walk. It's okay.
You can.
Oh, that's right.
I'll
That's
allow
right.
it.
That's right.
I'll allow it.
All right. So I think that's all. I think we're
Still
good.
making shirts are true to size, unisex cut, short sleeve.
Okay. That's important.
Yes. A lot of people do want to know.
There we go. Found it. All right. Well, everyone, I hope you had a great night hearing Till and us, and we will see you back here tomorrow. Have a good night, everyone. And as usual,
Everybody, remember to wash your hands.
for at least 20 seconds.
You filthy animals.
Good night, everybody.
Love y'all.
It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know? It's the social distancing show. How did you not know? How did you not know?